সংবাদ প্রতিদিন, সকালবেলা খবর 365 দিন, একদিন, দৈনিক স্টেটসম্যান, সনমার্গ, আকবরী মসজিদ, Azad Hind. Now, these were the newspapers which were placed there. Now, apart from all these newspapers, the editors of these newspapers, later on, 4 of them became the member of Rajya Sabha. All these newspapers contributed significantly in favor of the government while coming to the power. One editor of this Sangbad Pratidin happened to be the editor of Jago Bangla, which appears to be the political mouthpiece of the ruling dispensation in this state, where the state can choose the name of the newspapers for its public.
It is their money. No?
Now, it's the question is, it's not their money, it's public's money. The state is spending public money for the population. And this is a matter, Lordship. The public interest litigation has been filed in 2012, challenging the notification and order passed by the Department of Mass Education Extension and Library Sciences, Government of West Bengal. This is the order which is annexed in page number 35 of the writ petition. Lordship, kindly come to this order once, P2. Now, this order is under challenge on the ground that whether the state government has any authority to issue such an order. May I read this order? Whereas the state government-sponsored, government-aided libraries and the state have to spend public money for purchasing newspapers, dailies, to the needs of the readers visiting those public libraries across the state. And whereas it is considered necessary and expedient to respond to the needs of the reading habits of the persons visiting to those public libraries. And whereas it has been felt necessary in public interest that no government fund will be spent for purchase of newspaper dailies published and or purported to be published by any political party, either national or regional, as a measure to develop free thinking amongst the readers. And whereas it is felt that newspapers, dailies, as named in the table below, will, besides promoting language, particularly among the rural masses, significantly contribute to the development and display of free thinking among the members. Now, therefore, the governor is pleased to direct. No government fund will be spent for the purchase of any newspaper, dailies published and or purported to be published by any political party in any public library in the state. That is first. Number 2, the purchase of newspapers, dailies by the public libraries in the state shall be restricted to only newspapers, dailies shown in the table below. Now they have given a list. Now out of this list, Sangbad Pratidin, সকালবেলা খবর 365 দিন, একদিন, দৈনিক স্টেটসম্যান, সনমার্গ, আকবরী মসজিদ, Azad Hind. Now these were the newspapers which were placed there. Now, according to the petitioner, these newspapers, kindly, my lord, I would place, this is a matter of 2012. In 2011, this particular state of West Bengal has seen a political shift from one regime to another. Political party came to the power after the election in 2011. Now, apart from all these newspapers, the editors of these newspapers, later on, 4 of them became the member of Rajya Sabha. All these newspapers contributed significantly in favor of the government while coming to the power. These were the allegations. Apart from that, one editor of this Sangbad Pratidin happened to be the editor of Jago Bangla, which appears to be the political mouthpiece of the ruling dispensation in this state. These were the facts. So our public interest litigation was filed in that pretext that there was the motive of the government to promote those newspapers, and while doing so, government has actually violated Article 14 of the Constitution of India, because government cannot restrict the choice of the people by restricting the name of the newspapers. Because, Lordship, it is essential to understand that newspapers are newspapers.
But actually, from what little I know, all these newspapers from the state where I come, they supply free copies to all district libraries, taluk libraries, Gram Panchayat libraries and the state library.
Yes.
They supply free copies. They supply, they don't charge, government doesn't pay them at all.
Yes, there is a
Because it is a
provision.
prestige for them.
Yes.
The public should read their news.
Yes. It is it's a provision even under the.
All right. Now, are they still,
They were amended. This power of restriction is still there. The choice, this power should not be there in the hand of the government.
but why, AG, you can purchase all papers?
My lord, may I say one thing? My lord, kindly have a look at, my lord, the orders, my lord, which had been passed in this matter. My lord, there have been a series now, my lord, starting from, my lord, 29th July 2021.
Hmm.
My lord, kindly come straight away, my lord, to, my lord, 20th September 2021. This is one of the first matters I did, my lord, after assuming office. My lord,
Yes.
kindly-
September.
no, 20th September, my lord. Kindly, my lord, see, my lord. Now, my lord, after this, my lord, I'll show the two notifications, my lord, of 7 November 2019
Hmm.
and my lord, the subsequent notification thereafter, 22nd December, my lord, 2021, my lord, by and large, my lord, every newspaper, my lord, has been included.
Hmm.
My lord, what we didn't want, my lord, were government funds being spent, my lord, for political mouthpieces. My lord, we are nowhere saying that, my lord, these newspapers, my lord, or newspaper owners, my lord, cannot supply free of cost.
Hmm.
Or, my lord, the public library will not permit these to be read. What is meant is, my lord, these are all government funded, my lord, acquisitions, my lord, should not include political mouthpieces. That's all
No,
that we have, my lord, indicated.
No, his
Even
grievance
though-
is only
Yes, that is also
restriction, Article
any
14.
kind of restrictions.
My lord, I
But
want,
as on now, what is the list?
yes, my lord, kindly have a look, my lord, to, my lord, the supplementary affidavit, my lord, filed on behalf of the state. My lord, kindly take, my lord, this is, my lord, affirmed on March 2022. My lord, these libraries, my lord, have several sources of funding.
Hmm.
My lord, one of them, my lord, is government. Now, my lord, if other sources of funds, my lord, are used, there is no embargo.
Hmm. We don't have that can now.
No.
Not can, my lord, it's a supplementary affidavit.
Lordship,
Lord,
there are 3 writ petitions,
There are three
possibly
writ
with
petitions, my lord.
You just please read out.
My lord, may I, my lord, indicate, my lord, the first, my lord, was of 7th of November.
Hmm.
My lord, which says, my lord, after taking into consideration, my lord, the form, my lord, state government, government-sponsored, government-aided libraries have to spend public money for purchase of newspapers to cater to needs. My lord, we've looked at, my lord, reading habits, we've looked at language, and, my lord, we've looked at, my lord, where, my lord, we have said, my lord, that political mouthpieces, my lord, should not be, my lord, sponsored, my lord, by government money. If they want to come, my lord, any other source of fund is used.
Hmm.
My lord, that's, my lord, and, my lord, we've given, my lord, the list. My lord, Anandabajar Potrika,
Hmm.
the Telegraph, Bortoman,
Hmm.
Ajkal, Protidin, 365, Sanmarg, Akbari Mashik, and Uttorer Sharadin. Then, my lord, what was added to this was Times of India, Economic Times, Himalaya Darpan, which is in Nepali, Sarsagum, which is Santhali, then Doinik Jagran, Dainik Bhaskar, which is in Hindi. We've added all this.
14 totally.
My lord, it is 9, my lord, plus, my lord, 4. What is
9 plus 5, 14.
14? Correct. 14 newspapers, my
Now,
lord,
the
are
question is, Lordship, still the power of restriction is there in the hand of state, Lordship. That power is under challenge. Whether state can choose for the public, whether state can choose the name of the newspapers for its
It
public.
is their money. No?
Now, it's the question is, it's not there when it's public's money. The state is spending public money for the public. That's the question one.
According to you,
Number 2,
which are the mouthpieces of political parties?
there is no mouthpiece. Now the question is, even that, if that is also taken into consideration, now whether the court can decide what is the mouthpiece of a political party, what is not. That is one question, because this question cropped up in a matter, Lordship.
We can say, at best, we can say that there should not be any restriction.
Yes,
Suppose in a particular area,
yes,
in a district library, the people make a request that this paper can also be purchased. That should be considered.
yes.
That should be considered. So,
So that
this list need not be restricted to 14. But as and when it is
it
required,
should be left with the library, the management to
the
decide.
concerned district library or the state librarian can decide.
Yes,
And
Yes.
yes, my lord. In fact, there is an act, my lord, the Public Libraries Act,
yes.
my lord, where, my lord, the local library authority, my lord, can take a decision.
Take a decision.
My lord, your
Why
lordship can
restrict?
provide that whatever there is in this.
Suppose you have said about the Nepali
Yes.
newspaper. By buying it in a library in Kolkata, it's not going to.
No,
help.
no, correct, my
Then-
lord, it's,
Yes.
my lord, it's
The-
meant so, my lord, that,
Lordship, may
correct.
I only say that the pretext of these kind of notifications in 2012, I had an occasion to appear for one of these political newspapers, so-called political newspaper, which were denied the government advertisements. Now, these was challenged by them. And the single bench of this Honorable High Court has struck down that policy decision of the government. The newspaper is a newspaper.
Newspaper, correct. Once they have got a license to publish, then there can't be any discrimination.
Government may come up with a reasonable
Please come, sir.
restriction
This by way of, there are 3 writ petitions.
Yes, three.
and they
repeat it.
declare this as unprovided.